Stage managers do so many things. Right from the start, we go through the text and we look at what props we need to find, and we discuss all of these props with the director and with our design as well to make sure we're all on the same page in terms of how the styling should be. We go through rehearsals. We kind of work out who needs to be where, what entrances and exits they use when they're on stage, if the props are working. Later on, sort of during the actual performances, we run the whole show pretty much. So we call all the actors to stage. We work out the timing so we know when they have to be there. We do any spot effects that I need to do. Change the set during intervals, and just we call the lighting and the start and the end of the show and things like that. So it's a very sort of multifunctional role, really. We do lots of different things, which makes it really interesting. The thing that keeps me coming back is definitely the variety and the choice of shows. There's so many different genres and things that we've been able to be a part of. Because I tend to not know most of the plays before we come into it. So for me, it's kind of an exploration of something new. We've got to do some really kind of older style shows. We've done some Shakespeare's, which I was sort of familiar with, but I didn't really have a good understanding of, that I now feel like I really understand, and I understand Shakespeare better because of it. And it's just things that I would never think to read myself or even go and see. So it really broadens kind of my knowledge of theatre as well, which is really valuable to me. What do I enjoy most about the role? Again, it's the variety. It's about it's so different every time we do a show. The props are completely different, the cast are completely different, the show is completely different. The choice of play, it's such a broad spectrum of things, really. There's so many different aspects to it, and it's just really interesting to kind of help everyone involved to piece together the pieces of the show, really, and kind of create something really amazing at the end. I think it's clearly quite a feminist play. So I think Ibsen was trying to kind of say that women shouldn't have been put in that box that they were put in. He seemed to be quite ahead of his time in that respect. There's so many levels to it. It's really difficult to kind of unpick and unpack what he was trying to say. But for me, he's liberating the women in it, really. He's giving them that option to kind of say, look, we are people. We're not just housewives. We're not just wives. We're not just mothers. We're people with our own thoughts and feelings, and we have, opinions. And he's kind of letting them have that to a certain extent. And I think that's really interesting, particularly for the time that the play was written. That was really not the done thing at all. So I think it's really an interesting play, that particularly interests me. The weekend before the show starts, we do the get-in, which is, again, a completely different thing that we do, because we get to go in and work with the designer and actually build the set and kind of all the components that create that. And it is really hard work. We do a lot of drilling and screwing and building and painting, and I learnt to wallpaper last show, so that was really interesting. I'd never thought I'd wallpaper. So I've learnt so many new skills doing that. And just the evolution of the set from beginning to end is amazing. I always photograph it because I'm so fascinated, even though I'm doing it. It's hard work, but it's amazing to kind of step back at the end and see that finished product and just think, yeah, we did that, and this is going to look amazing, and we can't wait to see the actors get on the stage and kind of work with it, because that's when all the pieces come together, I think, when you've got the actors in costume, and you've got the set, and you've got the lighting, which is just going to look amazing together.